Good morning. Welcome to another Trailer Park Pundit. Let's see if the rock fan catches up with me. Hopefully it does. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully my chat's working. Yeah, I don't think my chat's working. God damn it. Come on. Waiting for the chat. Okay. Come on. Come on, come on. Oh, there's Snark. Snark's on time. Yay. Lizzie, you guys are starting to pile in. Yay. Hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me? Oh my gosh, I have the worst tech problems, and I'm going to show you just how terrible this studio is once we get up and running today. So hopefully I'm up and working okay. Good morning. Wow, I don't know. It's kind of strange. It's being weird. Sounds good. Thanks, Warren. Thank you. DC, good morning, guys. Okay, this is probably the sloppiest deck I've wrote in a long time, but it's Christmas and I'm super busy. So I apologize in advance, but there's lots of stupid shit to talk about. So we're going to do it. But first of all, let's get all the formalities out of the way. So let me bring in my deck so I can do my fair warning. Fair warning, everything I use is just my opinion, and I'm just speculating or commentating on whatever clips I bring. So please go do your own research and form your own opinion. And Trailer Park Pundit, buy me a coffee. You can help me out that way. Donate, buymeacoffee.com/trailer park. And okay, we're done with that crap. Okay, so I got to show you guys. I just came into my studio this morning, and they added a bunch of new little features for Christmas. Now check this crap out. Now, Oz and I have already paid a ton of money to get rid of all of the Ukrainian propaganda out of our studio because they've got overlays and little things you can put in the corner that say support Ukraine, and it's crazy. So look at this Christmas intro that you can play now in your studio. So I'm going to go to it. So that is the free overlay from the studio that I use. I use Restream.io, and I was like, oh, we got some new stuff. That's kind of cute. And yeah, I wasn't impressed with that one. Man, they just got to go after those heartstrings, don't they? Just like, oh, look at this poor woman in this house that has nothing. Okay. We could go really into depth on this for a long time and tear it apart. I won't, but just how gross, right? And then they put the little donate freaking QR code in the corner so you can just whip out your phone and give more money. Doesn't matter that the budget just got passed this morning, right as I went live. I heard the budget passed, and yeah, we gave the Ukraine another 45 billion. I think that's what was in that. Lord help us, such propaganda. I know, Lizzie, I know. I can't believe it. And I haven't broke down the budget, but just from what I saw, we the American people get fucked again. And let's see, we give all of our money away for the DOD. And not only that, there was some really important shit in that bill that the Republicans managed to gut, like the Banking Act. We need the Banking Act especially for the states that have legalized marijuana. As a former manager of a marijuana shop, let me tell you, there's nothing scarier than having, I don't know, $40,000 fucking cash on you at 10 o'clock at night and you can't go put it in a goddamn bank. I mean, this is just stupid that we're allowing this shit, but then we're not fixing this shit at the federal level. How many times, Obama coming into it had a chance to fix shit, right? Because that's when we started to legalize, was under Obama. 2012 is when we passed it. 2013 is when we went legal. Took a little bit longer to roll in. But this is bullshit. This is absolute complete bullshit that they just keep cutting the Banking Act and letting it drop to the floor. Why? Because they want to roll out their central digital currency. And we all know that's what's coming, right? I feel kind of like I can't hear anything today. I don't know. It's weird. Weird. So guess what, guys? I'm still out doing my walking. Oh my gosh, I did 6 miles yesterday, 6 miles. So I'm walking 62 miles in the month of December for St. Jude's Hospital. I know some charities are questionable, but I feel like St. Jude's at least helps families that are in serious need at like their darkest hour. So I'm proud to say that I have kept up mileage wise. Yesterday I was a couple miles behind, but I did 6 miles. That's my longest go for it jaunt I've done. And oh, I'm tired today. And I was hurting last night. My hips were hurting walking 6 miles in a day. And I knew that we had a major snowstorm coming today. So I was like, well, I'm not going to want to walk in the snow tomorrow. So let's just try to get some of this knocked out. So that's what I've done. And you guys can check out the videos at Trailer Park Pundit. Hey, if you watching on Beauty and the Boomer didn't know, I have my own channel, Trailer Park Pundit. Go over and follow, and you can catch all my personal videos. I do a bunch of just like deck gardening, I do a bunch of trailer park shit. So check it out if you haven't. And a lot of my walks are over there. And of course, I'll do a big snow walk this week. And then I have 2 more in the can that I still need to edit and get out. And those ones are kind of cool. Those are walking downtown Port Angeles, looking over to Canada. Kate, oh my God, Kate, you missed the snow. Are you home? Are you in Vancouver? Because it is super snowy here and there from what I hear. So yeah, we got 8 inches last night, and I think they're calling for another 7 today, which fucking sucked because I had a lot to do today, right? It's just before Christmas. I was going to do the show, and being poor and raising kids being poor, I've always participated in a program called Christmas Angels. And when you walk into a store or Walmart or something, they have those little fake trees with the little tags, and you can literally grab a kid's name and you could go buy them a present. Well, that's Christmas Angels, and it's sponsored by the Salvation Army. Yeah, the little bell ringers out there with the kettles. And let me tell you, as a poor person, the Salvation Army is one of the charities that actually is helping the poor. And I can attest to that because they've helped me for 20, 30 years. And I was supposed to go pick up my grandkids as Christmas Angels today. You get a family number, you got to get qualified and all that. And so I was supposed to go pick their stuff up. So I've been stressing all day because, it helps out. If you get 5 or 6 presents from Christmas Angels, well, that's a couple $100 you're not having to spend. And it gives the kids a bigger Christmas, right? And they're really great about buying clothes, shoes, coats, stuff kids really need. And of course, they try to get them something they want. A lot of times I see bikes go out. I mean, how exciting is it for a kid to get a bike on Christmas morning who's so poor, right? A lot of these kids are living in projects and, trailer parks. And so I was happy that I saw a text from them this morning that said, hey, we're going to push it back till tomorrow because the weather's so bad. Because I was really stressed. I'm like, damn, I can't believe I'm not going to get in there. And then, of course, I have a ton of baking I've been doing. I made 6 pounds of fudge yesterday. I made Christmas crack, the toffee cookie, what is it? It's a saltine cracker. And today I'll be making my Mexican wedding cakes, which are little snowballs. I love those. Those are my favorite. And I get all my boxes built. And, that's the problem with doing this is once you've done it a couple of years in a row, people expect it. Like, dude, everybody's like, oh, when am I going to get my candies? So I'm going to be getting the candy boxes out. And now that I'm snowed in, I'm definitely going to have time to get it done today. Plus, I pulled my turkey carcass out of the freezer because I always save my turkey carcass. And I'm going to make a big old turkey noodle soup today. That sounds so good. Good attire, Chanda. It looks nice and modest style. Oh, thank you. This was my mom's. My mom passed away, and this was a full outfit she had. It makes me think of my mama. But look, I'm wearing sleeves, guys. I think my hormone therapy is finally kicking in, and I don't even have my fan next to me. That's a sign that I must be doing better, right? Let me show you what it looks like in my house right now. Yeah, this is the trailer park, and this was like 2 hours ago. We've picked up probably another inch and a half since then, and it's going to stop for a little bit during the day, but then I guess we get hit again all night, which is fine. I don't mind the snow. I'm a snow person. I love the snow, but here's the problem. This is coming out of Canada, out of the Arctic, right? Pulling down. out in the north, but now we have a fucking pineapple express that's shooting up out of Hawaii, which is going to hit us. So come Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we're going to warm up to 50 degrees. Right now we're about 20 degrees, and all this snow is just going to fucking melt instantly, and we are going to have mass urban flooding, and it's just going to be a sloppy mess for Christmas. So it looks beautiful, but it's not. I hope you're warm, Kate, wherever you are. I hope you're drinking pineapple drinkies with umbrellas and staying very warm, because it is super cold up here in the north. Good evening from Germany. Let's shout out the chat. Hey, Catalytic Centaur, so glad to see you. Of course, Kate's in here. Look at that snow. Shelly, I got a few things from Shelly on the deck. Shelly, that story about Brittany Murphy, I had to bring it because I've always been interested in that story. I've always felt like there was something more to that. Shelly says Christmas crack is awesome. My sister makes it. Yes. With little candy canes. Yeah, chocolate chips and candy canes. I was going to put sprinkles on it, but I've got some of those picky people in my family that don't like nuts or sprinkles. So I end up doing a lot of plain fudges and plain whatnot, but I like it with candy canes too. Let's see who else is in here. DC, of course, DC's hanging out. My tech, thanks, DC. Snorky made it. Snorky, I hope you're home and off from school for the winter break and get some much needed rest. And of course, Uncle Warren. And like I said, once my studio is fixed, I can't wait to start having some of y'all stop by. And we got Amber King hanging out over in the Rockfin along with Lizzie. Good morning, ladies. I know there's more hanging out there. And hey, shout out to Oz. Oz, if you're out there, I hope you're feeling better. God, it just breaks my heart too. We all get like that, right? I was like that for like a few months, man, where just something had me down, and all you can do is change your eating habits, mess with the dosage of medications that you're taking, and try to feel better. So many of us are bogged down right now, and it makes me feel bad, because I know he wants to get up and go, and it just sucks when you can't, get going. Aw, Gamer, you're not feeling well either. I'm so sorry, Gamer. A lot of people are down and out right now. I got chills and coughing and got no sleep. Aw, Gamer, I'm so sorry. That sucks. All I can say is smoke more weed. That's how I get through. I don't know. I know sometimes when your lungs are effed up, you can't even do that. I'm not even going to have coffee. I know that feeling. If I don't feel well or I'm hungover for some reason on something, if I drink coffee, it makes it worse. Now, I learned that very young in my early 20s. Like, no, you don't drink coffee on a hangover for sure. So that's my snowy day. And now we'll get started. We're not the only one getting massive snow. Yeah, like this is South Dakota this week. Have you guys seen this? Truck trailers were freaking buried. Pretty bad. Weather's bad all across the country, actually. I mean, the Great Lakes are getting snow. I think the East is getting snow. Huh? It's winter. That's what we do. Did you guys hear there was an earthquake? Earthquake in California this morning. I'm sure you guys have heard. Yeah, 6.4 magnitude earthquake strikes California. I want to say this was in Humboldt County from what I heard. And thousands are reported without power after strong quake rattles North California. I've heard there's been quite a few aftershocks. I mean, quite a few, like 20, something like that, a lot. And they're expecting more. There is no tsunami expected. Thank God, because man, that's the scariest part in an earthquake for me, is the tsunami that would come wipe my ass out. So if you are in California, I hope you get your power back. And yeah, that's earthquakes. I mean, I think we all know that that's what California is about, right? I love that you guys are giving each other chat or advice in the chat on how to feel better. Kate, oh Kate, that's right. You're down there. Kate's received an earthquake alarm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I heard you were down in like San Francisco way. So, oh, you got medicine for it. Good. At 2:34 in the morning. Oh my God, I can't imagine. That's so fucking scary. You're just sleeping and all of a sudden the world's shaking and your phone's going off and you don't know if you need to run. That's what I'm so scared of. I mean, you don't know if that tsunami is coming. And if you're even, a couple miles by a shoreline, you better get up and start moving. I know I have to. If we shake here, man, I am out the door and up the hill because I live in a flood valley, literally. I will drown if I don't leave. So scary shit, guys. This one's funny. Oh my God. Right now, families with 2 cars driving home for the holidays are saving $200 a month on gas compared to my prices in mid-June peak. Yeah, whatever. What an a-hole. I mean, what can you say to that? What an a-hole. Yeah, you're saving $200 a month because I'm not charging you what I was charging. I don't know. I just as Christmas comes on and I'm having a hard time swallowing any of this shit these fucking politicians are saying or doing on all sides. I'm just so over it, right? Oh yeah, back when I used to be a Bernie person. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I fell for the shit. I would take it off of here, but I'm afraid it'll just leave my cup a sticky mess. So I need to find, I don't know, some other sticker to cover it up with. Oh, what else I got on the deck? Let's see here. Oz helped me write this deck. I had nothing. I mean, I have been ropping and shopping and walking and cooking. I just have had no time to keep up with what's going on in the world. I stay, I stay informed thanks to you guys sending me clips all damn day long. Let's see. So Twitter users deliver the verdict. Musk probably wanted, and this is what I think. Yeah, I think Musk doesn't want to stay fucking hey Steve. I don't think that Elon wants to stay at Twitter. I think he wanted to rein it in. He wanted to buy his way in so he could expose the censorship shit. He wanted control so he could censor what he wants to censor. And now he's ready to leave. He'll just get somebody else to take care of it and out the door he'll go. I mean, we know he's got 100,000 other projects he wants to get money from the DoD for. So why not? And are you shocked by this, guys? Are you shocked that Elon Musk is hanging out with Jared Kushner and some Saudi, I'm going to guess here? Yeah, I'm not shocked at all. And I don't think that Elon's here to save us. Obviously not. Obviously not. Who's been banned the most since Elon took over Twitter? Our side? I want to say it's been the left pundits that tend to agree with a lot of the right that have been fucking banned. It's so nice that I have my chat today. You guys know my last show. I didn't have a chat. It just sucked. I just sat here all by myself, just talking and not having any back and forth with you guys. Yeah. Rich kids with their toys. Kate, isn't that the truth? That's what it's about, right? And Elon's definitely going to win because he's got the most toys, I think. Ooh, ginger tea with honey. Yes, that's the best. I am so addicted to ginger. Like, I'll just take a root of ginger and chop it up and eat it. I know that's terrible, but I love ginger. I could probably do that with garlic too. I know it's bad. Okay, so I got a couple of Fox clips, but I want to talk about what they're talking about. So just bear with me, guys. You know I'm not a huge Fox fan. Oh, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about Elon getting out of Twitter.
So it appears Musk might actually resign as Twitter CEO. Now, I'm not sure if Jack Dorsey will come back, but he'll continue not showering just in case. Over the weekend, Musk asked the Twitter community, should I step down as head of Twitter? I will abide by the results of this poll. God, if only Biden would take the same poll. But we can dream. Then Musk followed up with, be careful what you wish as you might get it. That's something I learned the hard way when I wished for Geraldo's friendship. So after 17.5 million votes, the final result, 57% said yes, Elon should step down, 43% said no. Although we're still waiting for results from Maricopa County. See that one coming, huh? You know? But that's a 14-point difference, pretty wide margin. I don't know if we can blame the Dems for stealing this one too. Though they still got plenty of votes from dead people, including Keith Olbermann. So who's going to replace him? I do it, but I have enough on my plate with this show, The Five, and my weekends teaching spot welding to those sick brats at the orphanage. I hate charitable work. It's too giving. But there are some available people out there. Hunter Biden, for example. Be honest, he can make it rain in the boardroom and the VIP room. He'll knock up your stock price like a pierced stripper in 2-inch heels. because he did. Jimmy Fallon, because everyone hates him already.
Gregory, thank you, girlfriend.
Donald Trump, let's face it, being Twitter CEO is all the fun of being president without being president. You can still torture the media without having to smell Jim Acosta's horrible breath. And Trump's less filtered than my goldfish aquarium. Those guys sure are good at floating upside down. I know. How about Brian Kilmeade, huh? Who knows how he'll handle Twitter, but it can't be worse than his life. Yeah, I know. That's terrible. Hillary Clinton, if she can, if she can censor, then she won't have to murder.
That's terrible. If she can censor, then she won't have to murder. Yeah, what was it that he said in there? Oh, the Carrie Lake. Did you guys see that Carrie Lake is going freaking like crazy? Like, you messed with the wrong effing bitch is what she said at, I want to say, a CPAC conference or something like that this weekend. She actually flew out to Mar-a-Lago to meet with Trump to talk about it. I mean, are the Republicans going to get ripped off enough to where they finally just freak out and actually do something about our system? I'm kind of hoping that's what's going to happen, but I'm not going to hold my breath, right? We both know how equally terrible both sides are. So, yeah, I'm excited to see that, somebody's calling the crap out in Arizona, but we know how it goes in the courts. So we'll see. I guess we'll see on that one. I don't even know if I brought the Carrie Lake story just because I figured everybody had heard it. Oh, this sleazeball. Yeah. Adam Schiff is such a sleazeball, admits to blackmailing social media on live TV. Listen to this shit.
I'm particularly concerned, though, about the practice some of the large tech companies have of whenever there is a budding, promising new entrant into the market, they buy them out because they don't necessarily want to develop that product line themselves, but they don't want the competition. And we should absolutely take aim at that and other anti-competitive actions of big tech. And I think we've got a big problem right now with social media companies and their failure to moderate content and the explosion of hate on Twitter, the banning of journalists on Twitter.
What a surprise.
I don't think these companies should enjoy an immunity from liability when they behave this way. We can't tell them what to say or not say, but we gave them immunity. We said, if you'll be responsible moderators of content, we will give you immunity. They haven't been, so why should they continue to enjoy that immunity from responsibility and liability?
He's an asshole.
Okay, so if we learned anything from the Twitter files, that is that our government has been the one dictating and narrating what we're allowed to say and what we're not allowed to say on social media, and not just Twitter, right? I mean, I think it's very clear that we're being censored on every platform. And that new bill that they enacted today, the budget, it is illegal for TikTok to be put on government devices. I think that was wrote into that bill. Don't quote me, but I think there's something like that in that bill. Adam Schiff, I've watched too much United Spot because every time I see his face now, I expect to hear that high pitched voice from United Spot because that's just who he is in my mind. Yeah, you guys hit that like button. Thank you so much. Oh, I think Oz added this one for me, talking about total shits. Here we go. So Jeffries expected to name Del Binney as the new DCCC head, report says. So incoming House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries has reportedly made a decision on who to tap to be the new head of the DCCC, replacing Senator or Sean Patrick Maloney. So let me tell you about Susan Binney, guys. Susan Binney is from the great state of Washington, and you know how progressive we are here in Washington State, right? So, yeah, she has taken millions of dollars from Microsoft. She is a Microsoft ass kisser. Anything Microsoft wants, much like Cantwell is too. Most all of our senators, junior, senior, all of those are Microsoft ass kisser, Amazon ass kisser, Costco ass kissers. I mean, we've got some serious power players in the Northwest, Starbucks, you name it, and these guys will bow and cave and kiss their ass. So, yeah, is it anything shocking? No. Is it anything worse than what we've seen in the past? No, not at all. And I love this meme. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. Oh, I can't move it out of the way. Anyways, the meme said, doesn't matter how cold it is outside, doesn't matter how cold it gets. Somebody somewhere is sleeping with a fan on. I sleep with the fan on. Do you guys sleep with the fan on? I think a lot of it for me is the white noise of it, or it used to be. Now I listen to earbuds when I sleep. I know that's terrible, but I have my reasons. They all suck. Hey, yes, they do. Thank you. They do, Elrogue. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about now. Okay. I got some weird old clips on the deck today. Stuff from like 5 fucking years ago, but it's stuff that I thought we need to look at again. I don't know if this is one of them, but let's check this out.
The latest Twitter files show that the intelligence community was actively involved in discrediting the Hunter Biden laptop story. Does it bother the president and those at the White House that a government agency like the FBI was involved in suppressing a legitimate news story?
Again, I'm just going to refer you to the FBI. I'm not going to comment from here about that.
That was White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre with no answers yesterday, ignoring questions about the FBI and the collusion with media, pressuring Twitter to censor the Hunter Biden laptop story ahead of the 2020 election. Part 7 of the Twitter files have been revealed. Elon Musk exposed that the intelligence community pressured news and social media outlets to discredit evidence of influence peddling from Hunter Biden, despite the FBI knowing the truth. Joining me right now is Pennsylvania Congressman and member of the House Appropriations Committee and House Rules Committee, Guy Reschenthaler. And Congressman, we know that the FBI knew the truth when they were actually pressuring all of these outlets to go against it, because the FBI had in its possession the Biden laptop from October of 2019. So here we are throughout the last several years with the FBI pressuring news organizations that it's some kind of a leak, and yet they knew otherwise.
That's what's so nefarious about this, Maria. It's not only that you had a government agency embedded with a news outlet in Twitter, but you had them perpetuating what they themselves would describe as disinformation. They knew it was false, yet they were still peddling this conspiracy theory to the American people via controlling the flow of information at Twitter. It's absolutely unacceptable, and I think there's First Amendment violations at play here too. But at the end of the day, it shows you really 2 things. Number one, how politicized the FBI has become, to now that they are basically an arm of the Democratic Party when they're censoring and controlling media information to help their political friends and punish their political foes. Additionally, it shows you the level of corruption at big tech. The fact that you had these social media conglomerates that for the whole summer of 2020 and 2021 were running around saying that democracy was threatened, yet they were allowing a government agency and government agents to censor what was on their platforms. It shows how hypocritical they really are.
Okay, I just got to call bullshit and say, shut the fuck up. Because if you guys recall what the FBI and the CIA have been like under past Republican presidents, right? They're just pissed off that they didn't get control and that they didn't get to fucking craft the narrative the way they wanted it. We have said for many, many years, myself at least for the last 8 years, that all of these 3-letter agencies are the shadow government, right? I mean, you have the Department of Homeland Security. I mean, they just do whatever the fuck they want. CIA does whatever the fuck they want. And we're not voting these people into power. They stay in power behind the scenes, no matter what political party is sitting at the table. So this back and forth, Fox loves to call it out. Yeah, we've been calling out the censorship. We knew about the censorship, but would it change under Republicans? It was just as bad under the Republicans for most of us. I mean, we got banned and censored under Trump, just, not as badly, I don't think, but that's because of the progression of censorship. Give it a couple of years. They'll equally be censoring the truth because it's not their narrative. If you're not speaking one narrative or the other narrative, that's where we end up. Oh, on to celebrity news, guys. So did you see this? Amber Heard has decided to give up the fight. So after a great deal of deliberation, I have made a very difficult decision to settle the defamation case brought against me by my ex-husband in Virginia. It is important for me to say that I never chose this. I defended my truth, and in doing so, my life as I knew it was destroyed. The vilification I faced on social media is amplified version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. Now I finally have an opportunity to emancipate myself from something, and I attempt to leave over 6 years ago, and on terms I can agree to. I have made no admission. This is not an act of concession. There are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. No, honey, there is, because when you lie, it's called defamation. And you've already been taken to court and called out for it once. You were proven guilty and you kept fucking going, and you're still keeping going. And her playing the damn victim card. If you guys didn't follow all of my coverage of the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp case, mine and Farron's, we had the CC gals, court cunts. We didn't know what that meant. And we broke the case down a couple times a week while it was going on. And this is not a victim here. This woman, and here's the thing, she's not paying the $1 million. She was ordered to pay $10 million in the lawsuit, a little bit more than $10 million. And of course, she went into the appeal process, and now they're in the appeal process. She has decided, well, Johnny, I'll give you $1 million if we can just make this go away. And I'll drop all of the cases that I have, because not only is she suing, or not only has she got the appeal going against Johnny Depp, she is suing the insurance companies who insured her, because this isn't out of her fucking pocket, not one bit. She managed to get a homeowner's policy on some house she owned a long time ago. They ended up having to cover this. And so I just see her going out there and continuing to talk shit about how she was a victim, and that the victim, she was double victimized by the system when she came forward, is what she's trying to say. If you watch that trial, and I can't believe the amount of cognitive dissident shitheads that are out there defending her still to this day, and they never even watched the damn trial. I mean, she never conceded anything once. We had all of those tapes of her, browbeating Johnny. And I mean, you could hear her being violent. And of course, she cut his finger off, and there was medical records for that, but there was no medical records for her injuries at all. And as a woman who lived in domestic violence for almost 30 fucking years of my life, that is not a victim, and all she has done is harm true victims. She needs to shut the fuck up. I guess my theme for the day is shut the fuck up. So, yeah, if you guys haven't watched, most of you guys watched my coverage of the Johnny Depp case. Okay, let's talk about shitlib De Niro, right? This guy, have you seen him all over fucking TV in the last 24 hours? Because he got his house robbed. Tough guy Robert De Niro's house got robbed. So I got 2 clips for this just because we got to make fun of one of them. So let's check out the first one.
Actor Robert De Niro's townhouse has new locks tonight after a serial burglar with more than 24 prior arrests was arrested again, now accused of breaking into his home. 30-year-old Shanice Aviles was taken into custody this morning. Police say they spotted her trying to open the doors of businesses, and then she stumbled into the unlocked townhouse of the Oscar-winning actor. News 4's Paisley Chang live on the Upper East Side with what police say she was doing inside De Niro's home. Paisley.
Yeah, Natalie, so police were following her because she was acting suspicious, trying to open doors of commercial businesses here on the Upper East Side. Somehow she found her way into Robert De Niro's townhouse, and that's when they walked in and caught her red-handed. Shanice Aviles arrested after the NYPD caught her red-handed unlawfully inside this Upper East Side townhouse.
I didn't murder anybody.
And that's all she had to say for herself. Police say they found the 30-year-old woman inside actor Robert De Niro's townhouse on East 65th Street around 2:45 this morning.
Very, very sad. I guess no neighborhood is safe anymore, huh?
Sources say cops have been following her for some time as she tried to open doors of commercial buildings. When she turned on East 65th Street, they noticed the open door to this townhouse and went inside to check.
I didn't go to Robert De Niro's house.
When they went upstairs, they saw Aviles on an iPad that belonged to De Niro. Sources say the actor and his 10-year-old daughter were sound asleep at the time.
I didn't murder nobody, so I don't know why you got me on recording.
Sources say Aviles has been arrested 9 times since November 21st, released without bail with 2 bench warrants against her. Today, locksmiths arrived at De Niro's home and changed the locks to the front and basement door. And detectives were inside the home all day gathering evidence.
I'm rather saddened to know that my hometown is being so visited by crime.
It's New York.
Citizens don't have any rights.
Oh my God. So my little hometown of the Upper East Side of New York has crime. How goddamn, how dare it come to home? I mean, did you hear this guy? Oh, it's coming here to get us too. Yeah, nowhere is safe if the Upper East Side's not safe, right? So, of course, that was NBC's look on it. And they had to interview De Niro and, we got to get tough on crime. And that's, of course, we've been hearing this, right? The Democrats ignored the crime that was the rise in crime over the country over the last 2 years, right? I mean, you got Lori Lightfoot up in Chicago, just absolutely ignoring that crime's even happening in her city. And, I noticed that the governor of New York the mayor of New York was looking to stop retail theft. He held a summit. Like, I don't know, get people jobs and a living wage, and maybe they won't have to steal constantly, but okay. And so, of course, the Republicans had their little take on this, and this is just funny. So Jesse Waters, is that how you say Waters? Is it? Be Waters, right? Anyways, this a-hole, obviously he lives next door to De Niro and he wants you to know it. So let's check this shit out.
The crime wave just got personal. Nope, I wasn't assaulted. My nose just looks like this. But I was violated. The peace and sanctity of my idyllic Upper East Side Manhattan neighborhood was shattered early this morning. I don't like to brag, but I have several celebrity neighbors, all of them, including me, are targets. And all of us could be targeted at any time.
Oh, the horror.
I was returning from my physical therapy appointment and noticed a throng of reporters assembled outside a townhouse around the corner from my place. What was this about? I thought to myself. Which celebrity neighbor of mine were they staking out? Was it Spike Lee? Was it Al Sharpton? Was it Ramona from The Real Housewives? These are all old people I regularly see out at Italian restaurants or waiting in line at the pharmacy. I'll let you guess who I usually see waiting in line for their prescription.
We don't care.
In fact, Ricky Gervais just pet Rookie the other day while Emma was walking him. These are the types of casual celebrity interactions that you learn to take for granted. But the innocence of my humble stomping grounds was taken from me when I heard the news.
In New York City, there is news this evening involving actor Robert De Niro, the break-in at his home overnight.
Robert De Niro, I mean, those of us who see him around town, we just call him Bobby, was kind of like family. Had I ever been to his townhouse? No. Did I even know he lived there at all? No. In fact, I was a little hurt that he'd never seen me at the bakery and invited me over. I then learned that De Niro didn't own the townhouse. He was renting it for a mere $70,000 a month. You would think a place like that would have better security. But it was about as insecure as Pauly P's townhouse, apparently, perhaps less so. But it doesn't matter if De Niro was home, which he was sleeping upstairs. How did the toughest actor in Hollywood handle the break-in? I don't know. But much to my surprise, We learned that De Niro never woke up. He slept through the break-in, and the NYPD arrested the robber while she was rummaging through his Christmas presents downstairs. She was found on the second level, fumbling around with De Niro's iPad. De Niro's daughter was home at the time. This happened around 2:30 in the morning.
The horror.
If Robert De Niro isn't safe, no one's safe. Who's next?
So, yes, Kate, that was obviously satire, but the fact that he does live in that neighborhood just tells you the level that these Fox commentators are at, right? And let's just keep an eye out to see how the Democrats pivot and turn to attack crime in the coming year. Yeah, and this woman, she was on his iPad. That makes no sense to me. Okay, the police were following her because she was a colored woman walking in the Upper East Side at night. That's what I heard. And then they said, well, we saw her opening doors of retail businesses. Okay, you saw her opening doors or shaking handles of retail businesses. And then she just got into De Niro's house and they were following her, but they let her go in the house, rumble through all of the Christmas packages, and then go to the second floor and get on an iPad. Every report I've seen said she was on his iPad. So was she just kicking it, doing some shopping at Amazon? I mean, this fucking story. And then they do the perp walk with her, right? And I love what she has to say. Like, I didn't kill anybody. Get the hell out of here. Has she been picked up on shoplifting? I don't know, 15 times since November? Probably. Times are tough and people are doing what they got to do. So I have no. And yeah, why doesn't De Niro have better security? Why is he leaving his doors unlocked in in New York? That makes no sense to me. Yeah, this whole story, yet again, there's just questions there, right? I want to be perp walked. Hey, Popeye. You don't want to be perp walked. I think I've been perp walked or kind of close to it. I don't know. It's not a fun time. So yeah, Robert De Niro, whatever. He's the worst of them, right? His vaccines didn't protect him. I'm shocked. So let's see. In headlines I don't care about. Let's check it out. Headlines I don't care about. Have you guys watched this shit? This Harry and Meghan? Come on, be honest, guys. I have not watched the Netflix Harry and Meghan special because honestly, I don't give a shit. And I used to, let me tell you, I used to watch anything that had to do with the royals. Come on, admit it, you guys did too. 80s, 90s. I was obsessed, especially with Princess Diana. But this narcissist, oh my God, she is queen of the narcissists. I think she gives Amber Heard a run for her money. And I will not click on that. I will not. Netflix has got so many issues. And you know, Netflix is rolling out its tiered thing now to where you can pay so much and you only get a certain amount of ads, and then you pay more and you only get some more ads, and then if you pay a lot, then you get no ads. That's how they're going to be rolling out these tiers for all of these streamings. I liked him as an actor too. I did, Catalytic, but God, he is such a terrible fucking human being. Go back and watch what he says. You know, remember his Trump days where he was going to beat Trump up? Stay out of politics. All Hollywood should stay the fuck out of politics. I'm just saying, why turn a fan against you for your political opinion? Why don't you just shut the fuck up and not give them your opinion? And then people like me won't say, oh, I hate that guy because I hate his politics. Yeah. Oh, in other disgusting news, Harvey Weinstein was found guilty again of, the R word, this time in Los Angeles. So he has been found guilty of SA on both coasts. And we're waiting for sentencing on this one. So it looks like, okay, so he was sentenced to 24 years in the New York case, 23 or 24 years that's what he's doing. And I think he is looking at an additional 24 years in this case. I'm sure the judge will have him run concurrent, right? So whatever time he's doing for his New York trial, they'll just run him at the same time. I have a feeling that Weinstein will see the light of day again. I take bets. You guys want to take bets? You think that Weinstein's going to get out? How about you, Amber? I know you do. I don't think he'll sit. He'll probably do like Cosby. what, couple years in jail, and then they'll sneak him out the back door and they'll say, oh, he had health problems, or they'll overturn his conviction one way or another. That's what happens when these guys are forced to account for their fucking behavior. And I'm sure the same thing will happen with Ghislaine, right? She's now at a country club. Did you know that? Where she can get her hair done and play foosball. So she's not hurting. Amber says, I like the 20 million in Facebook and Twitter ad dollars gifted to the 3-letter agencies in the White House. Yes, that was a nice little find, wasn't it? Yeah, $30 million to censor us. That's what they're making. So there we are. What else do we got on here? Oh yeah, this is just a reminder. So globalism is literally turning her into Gollum. God, it's true. Or is that adrenochrome? I don't know. Could be one of the two. It's hard to say. We need a good breakdown of the side effects of adrenochrome. Somebody should work on that. And of course, there's Elon hanging out with Ghislaine. Oz brought this. I haven't even watched this yet. I'm excited for it because I love anything that Claire Daly has to say. So let's check out what Claire has to say.
The worst is yet to come. So said the IMF in October. Europe's economies are being decimated by sanctions. Millions of Europeans are going to have to decide between heating and eating this winter. People in Poland are burning rubbish to keep warm, and the lights are winking out in German industry. The Russians are laughing at us, the Americans are laughing at us, and I wouldn't blame them, because when Europe decided to go to war, it ended up by cutting its own throat. And then we have the Inflation Reduction Act, a coup de grace from the US to a Europe that it knows is bleeding. So much for our like-minded partners. They're doing what they always do, putting America first. That's the business they're in. But what is the response of the EU? Nothing. We're too busy shooting ourselves in both feet, failing to try and secure an end to the war, while the US charges us 4 times the price for energy, having made us dependent. In a modern war, the only winner is global capital. Ordinary people always lose. We should remember that the next time we talk about peace being treason.
Excellent clip, Oz. Excellent clip. That was great. Claire, she's right. You know, America's for America, right? We don't care what happens to Europe. We do not care at all. So what's going on in the Ukraine? Quit pretending like we care. We don't effing care. All we care about is that we've got a bunch of toys the DOD needs to try out, right? And God, what was I watching the other day? I was watching something about, I'm always watching history stuff. And when we have a technological advance like what we've seen lately, just go back to the teens and the 20s, right? And you look at the technology that was rolling out then, right? Cars, planes, right? And every time we hand a big innovation to the warmongers of the world, the first thing they want to do is play with them. Got to play with their toys. And this is, and you can see it now with the advances that we've made in the last 15 years, right? They need a war to play with all their fucking toys now. They've got laser guided, computer, GPS. They've got too many toys to play with, and they're going to go play with them regardless, is the way I see it. And they just sell it to us like, well, you know what? We tank the economy, and war is good for the economy. So that's what they're going to do. It's very sad what we're doing to Europe. Joey, let's talk about JFK, guys. You conspiracy theorists out there, let's talk about this. So, God, Tucker did a great clip the other day, and let's just watch this. Joey breaks it down so nicely. If you haven't seen the Tucker clip, go watch the Tucker clip. It's definitely worth a watch.
The Antichrist came in the door when LBJ was sworn in on board the presidential aircraft after the murder of Jack Kennedy, and 10 years old by that time. And for the rest of my days, I have and will believe that Jack Kennedy was murdered in a conspiracy by the deep state of the United States of America. I have got to thinking that prior to the murder of Kennedy, most of the world could have sung along to the song, I Want to Be an American. But ever since the killing of Jack Kennedy, slowly but surely, people have fallen out of love with the United States of America. And that feeling was crystallized in what Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said this week about Tucker Carlson's newscast on Fox News on the day that these papers were released finally by Joe Biden. Tucker Carlson, no political friend of mine, on Fox News, not exactly my television station of choice, spoke more truth with greater clarity in 5 minutes than the entire media and political class in the United States has done in almost 60 years. Carlson made the point that America was murdered that day on Dealey Plaza, in that nightmare on Elm Street in Dallas, Texas, because the American public slowly but surely realized that their own state had killed their own president, had murdered this man so full of promise and vigor, with his beautiful wife and his young children, had murdered him. Yes, hard luck. Lots of people get murdered. But they murdered the republic. They murdered what remained of the American dream.
Absolutely. I so agree that, growing up, my mother, when anytime Kennedy would get brought up, she would just well up and just like, that was the day I saw America die. That's what she would tell me. And then as I got older and in the 90s and early 2000s, it was very clear to see, if you did any fucking research, what had happened back then. And exactly, I just, will we ever know the truth? No, I don't think, because they'll keep saying they're going to push it out. What they do let out is so goddamn redacted that we can't get much out of it. I mean, the truth's out there. We know the truth. But that's not the only thing they pushed with that. And I love this. Amber, I grabbed this from you, but ultimately it came from Primo Radical. The term conspiracy theorist was invented by the CIA to discredit early claims that the CIA assassinated JFK. Given that those theories have now been proven true, like dozens of other theories about our government corruption, maybe we need to revisit the stigma around the term. And Miss King says, let me adjust my hat. Due to failed propaganda campaigns, it's now a badge of honor. And it is, right? We're all conspiracy theorists and we're proud of it. People can say that to you all they want, and you're just like, yeah, whatever. I know the truth. You don't, obviously. Go ahead and keep eating your propaganda and regurgitating it back up, because we know that. Hey, Shanda, one of the half second after the clip, you still seemed muted. Yeah, I was still muted. Sorry, my bad. So I want to go after the CIA a little bit. We've learned a lot from the Twitter files of just how much these guys have got their hands in everything. Well, we knew it, but now, now we're getting the proof to back it up. So Name Redacted says, after learning Twitter employed at least 15 former FBI agents, I searched Facebook and what I found is alarming. Facebook currently employs at least 115 people in high-ranking positions that formerly worked at the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, and the DHS. Yeah, 17 at the CIA, 37 at FBI, 23 at the NSA, 38 at DHS. So if you want to read that thread, it's Name Redacted. But yeah, Facebook privacy settings, friends and the CIA, only me and the CIA, only the CIA. I mean, that's about the half of it, right? Everything you say and do online is being watched by these guys. So I don't know if you guys remember this. Tell me if you remember this, because I've cited this a couple of times and I've actually even brought it. Do you remember at the end of 2016, possibly January of 2017, Jimmy Dore did a very in-depth story about how the CIA was going to infiltrate our elections in the coming elections, right? And I always found that so very interesting because I was in the middle of Bernie's take it over from the inside bullshit, right? And so I always wondered, who are these CIA people around me that are coming in as I was in the Democrats? And I'll be damned if I can't find that clip. And it's not because it's been taken down. It's probably out there. But Jimmy, the way that he is categorizing his years past isn't the same. So I literally would have to go through like every month to try to find it. And I will find it. And I know I played it on probably the dive a couple of years ago. But they were very clear. They said, we are going to infiltrate elections. We're tired of this shit. We're going to take over the elections. We're going to put politicians in. We're going to have them in charge of, we're going to get people into taking care of the elections, vote handlers, those type of things. But I couldn't find that clip to show you guys. But while I was looking for that clip, oh my God, I found a ton of shit. Now, I know Jimmy gets trolled, and he gets trolled a lot. He gets it, especially by TYT. These guys, they fucking make a living off of trolling Jimmy or talking shit about Jimmy, right? And that's what I brought was a TYT clip, just so you guys can vomit a little. But I couldn't believe the amount of propagandized shit libs that are on YouTube going after Jimmy. I don't ever look at that shit. So when I came across it, I was like, holy crap. These guys are he is an anti-vaxxer, disinformation, just like, it's so disgusting. But here's a little clip of something that'll make you sick. So Merry Christmas.
Jimmy Dore thinks he's important enough to be monitored and controlled by the CIA. I'm not kidding. This was in response to a YouTube content creator by the name of Sean, who put together an excellent detailed video showing how Jimmy Dore spreads lies and conspiracy theories in regard to the coronavirus pandemic and the vaccine. In fact, most of his content these days is vaccine skepticism and garbage related to that. And Sean actually succeeded in showing how Jimmy Dore has these graphics that alter actual articles and what the articles are communicating. In fact, Jimmy Dore claimed that he had fired a producer for putting these misleading graphics together. And Max Blumenthal from The Gray Zone decided to join Jimmy Dore to talk about what was really behind Sean's actions. Let's watch.
Sean, who made a video about you, attacking you, who I actually didn't know he was affiliated with Bread2, but he's considered part of their constellation. And the video attacking you, which relies heavily on official sources, the FDA says that, the World Health Organization says that. It looks a lot like this countering pseudoscience material, and it was very strategically placed. It was algorithmically boosted on YouTube.
Oh, it was definitely algorithmically boosted on YouTube. No doubt about that they was given the favored treatment on YouTube. The CIA and the intelligence beholden that Google and YouTube, they're in bed with the intelligence community. Of course they are. Google, Alphabet, the biggest and largest, most profitable communications company in the history of the world, any company, of course they are. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupt you. But yes, that was what, as soon as I read the story, I'm like, oh, that's they funded this, that hit job on me because it was super professionally done. It looked like it had to have some resources behind it.
All right, Grandpa, let's move it along.
Okay, so a bunch of hilarious things come out of that. First of all, yeah, they're working around the clock.
They are working around the clock. That's what I saw just by stumbling into a search for something that Jimmy said 5 years ago. I was shocked at the amount of videos and propaganda and smears that are out there. Jimmy's absolutely right. They fucking work night and day to come after him. And if Jimmy says that somebody effed up on his team and he let him go, you know what? I tend to believe Jimmy. But Anakin, shut the fuck up. Oh my God, this woman. Who even watches TYT anymore? So that was from like, I don't know, 5 weeks ago. It was just some crap I came across. And yeah, Jimmy is important enough to have the CIA fuck with. Did you see his video clipping as he's talking to Max? We all know what the hell that was. He had to get a T1 line or something. He had to get directly wired in so that way they couldn't clip him. You couldn't even watch Jimmy for a while because he was clipping so bad. So I came across this CIA breakdown from the National. Like, I think it's 5 years old, but let's watch it because it's kind of crazy.
As the Korean War ended, the CIA saw a troubling pattern, returning prisoners of war critical of the American way of life.
Now you just sit there quietly and cooperate.
Movies like The Manchurian Candidate stoked fears of a new communist weapon, brainwashing. The CIA wanted to understand more about brainwashing. It had money and it was ready to fund experiments. And that's what led it here to the Allen Memorial Institute, then one of the most prestigious psychiatric hospitals in Canada, and its director, Dr. Ewan Cameron.
These are the days and ours are the occasion.
Cameron's patients, many of them women with postpartum depression, became guinea pigs in an experiment called depatterning, breaking down the mind with repeated electric shocks and drugs, including massive doses of LSD.
He took my mother away from me.
Allison Steele was 4 when her mother Jean fell into a depression.
And we have pictures of her skiing, horseback riding, always a smile, happy, a person that I didn't know. I never saw my mother this way.
60 years after her mother's treatment, Allison Steele finally has her medical records.
This is where I got to know my mother. What happened to her, the horror that she went through. Pacing the hall this morning saying, I'm just a prisoner. I feel like Jesus on the cross, can feel the nails in my hands and feet. It's just like being buried alive. Somebody, please do something.
Jean Steele was in a drug-induced coma for weeks. Her brain repeatedly shocked. Her parent broke her down, but wasn't able to put her back.
So I, over time, talked to her because I knew she didn't. So that
the government of Canada, which also funded Karen's experiments, compensated certain patients. Only those who have been completely patterned, reduced to incontinence, tie shoelaces. Jean Steele wasn't enough. She 100 received
the experiment done without the informed consent of the patients.
Lawyer took up the reject settlements, including $100,000 for Allison Steele. Many of the payments come with non-disclosure agreements.
They're trying to do it quietly.
It's not. I mean, I feel blessed that I to get this far for my parents. I really do. That's what gives me this. I'm just grateful to be able to do it, and I hope I just hope that you can hear me up there, because it might bring you peace. It might bring you both peace.
Evan Dyer, CBC News, Knowlton, Quebec.
Okay, so a couple things about that clip. The CIA doesn't perform experiments on you. They never would do that. Your government would never use you as a guinea pig. Yeah, you guys keep saying I'm hiccuping. And I mean, with the heavy snow, my power's been bouncing. Maybe it's my internet always screws up right before my power goes out. So hopefully my power's not going out, because it'll be damn cold. It's 20 degrees and snowing. Good morning, Red Cloud. So yeah, right there is proof that your government will do whatever the hell they want to you. And I've dove into that story big time. Pasta and I did probably 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago. And that was Sidney Gottlieb and Dr. Cameron, who was funded by the CIA, hired by the CIA. They controlled a part of MK Ultra. And if you really want to look at this, go check out The Minds of Men on TruthStream. TruthStream is the channel, and it's the Minds of Men documentary. They completely rip apart how the CIA just used everyday people as guinea pigs and then lied and covered it up, right? But your government would never do that. No way. So in other news, I think I got this from Chile. Pfizer to pay $2.3 billion, agrees to a criminal plea. So this is Reuters in New York. I want to say it dropped September 2nd, 2009. Okay, so this is a little older, but just another example of, yeah, how these big pharma companies, they They know they're doing criminally wrong. They know they're using you as a guinea pig, but as long as they don't get caught, and if they do get caught, well, they'll just throw a little settlement at it because, hey, what's $2.3 billion when you've made 50 billion, right? I mean, it's a numbers game to them, and we're just numbers. So thanks for that, Jilly. And I had to, of course, bring this Chomsky clip that I brought about the CIA. Of course, I found this over on Jimmy while I was digging over there.
So everybody's freaking out. There's a big mass distraction happening right now. Did Russia hack? The Russia hack? Russia's hacking. Russia's hacking. Oh, I'm here with the comedian Ron Placone and Hank Thompson. And
whoa, hey, there it is. Not bad. It's like we're in the future.
So I just wanted to remind everybody: Did Russia hack John Podesta's emails? We already did a segment on this, but I'll just say, the UK ambassador to Russia made a great point. He said if the CIA knew about this stuff actually happening, they would be doing stuff about it, meaning arresting people and they're not doing any of that, he said, which means they're making it up. And so here's another thing you have to remember, right? Here's what Noam Chomsky was asked about the CIA. This is back in 2009. And let's just listen to what he had to say about the CIA back then.
Aren't they recruiting? Aren't these self-interested?
They're recruiting for the. They're recruiting for the CIA.
Using the CIA.
They're recruiting for the CIA. They're not recruiting for.
Common mindset.
They're recruiting for the CIA. They're not recruiting for Microsoft or Wall Street. This concentration on CIA atrocities is one of the techniques that's used to avoid criticism of the government of a real power. If you can blame something on the CIA, this kind of rogue outfit, then you do exactly what the government wants you to do. The CIA is there for what's called plausible deniability. It's the phrase that's used inside. So if the government wants to say, overthrow the Indonesian, if Washington wants to overthrow the government of Indonesia, you say, okay, the CIA did it. And then you can say, well, we don't have anything to do with it. That's just that rogue outfit if something goes wrong. The CIA is an agency of the executive branch of the government. They do what the executive branch of the government tells them to do. There's a long record, rich record, and there are some exceptions, but overwhelmingly, the CIA is just an agency of the executive which acts in ways to provide plausible deniability, to sort of keep us clean if something goes wrong. Then you blame them if something goes wrong. And that's true on case after case. So, yeah, when you talk about the CIA, you should think of that as a metaphor. It's a way of describing what the executive branch of the government is doing and the corporate backers of the executive branch, and they've got this agency which carries out the ugly stuff for them.
So right, right? Like, oh, well, that wasn't us. That wasn't our government. That was the CIA. And sometimes the CIA fucks up and does what they want. And yeah, sadly, one of the things Chomsky got right, Chomsky got a lot right for a long time. And it's very sad to watch his decline the last few years and his cognitive dissonance and the fear that overtook him with COVID. And I forgive him of that because he did teach us so much about manufacturing consent. So, I try not to rank on Noam, but it was hurtful to watch him do that shit the last couple of years. And I know you all felt it too. What do we got here? Oh yeah, just a reminder, Sean Penn says, this is deleted. This was July of last year. He says, anecdotally, I'm told that not only are the vaccines totally safe, but they can also help burn weight. Healthier and slimmer in one shot. So this is the stupid shit that this Sean Penn, I don't know if you guys have seen what he's been up to lately. I've kind of reported it, but what an asshole. Talk about disinformation. Yeah, you go get a jab and you're going to get skinny. That's what he thought. He's not known for his mental gymnastics. Oh my gosh, I got another Jimmy clip. Oh, this was Jimmy This Week with Russell Brand. So did you guys watch that interview? I found it interesting. Let's check out what Jimmy had to say to Russell.
when people say they want to organize, right? People always love that's a big buzzword in the United States around lefties. Organize, have to organize. And yeah, we did organize. We got the squad elected. We got AOC elected, Pramila Jayapal, Ro Khanna. We got all these people elected, Cori Bush, and now they're not doing anything. So they keep telling you, just go back and keep organizing. And what they don't realize is when they say organize along class lines. So what is organizing? I've been in unions my whole life. I know what organizing along class lines means. And here's what it doesn't mean. You don't go to the shop floor and go, who here is a libertarian? You're out. Who here is a Trumper? You're out. Who here is a Boogaloo boy? You're out. Who here is a Proud Boy? You're out. Okay, now we're going to organize with who's ever left. That is not how organizing works. They know that's not how organizing works. And so when people actually do actual organizing and they connect with people on both sides of the aisle around common interests, that's the scariest thing to them.
Nailed it. He's absolutely right. Class lines, and that's what it comes down to. Jilly says, yay, Vax helps lose weight. And New York is offering kids $100 candy money to get vaxxed. So that's great for their teeth, right? What? Oh my God, we live in a fucking cartoon. Here's $100 in candy money. Just tell your mom you want the jab. That's insane. Insane stuff going on in this world. I saw a video of somebody getting a booster the other day, and I was just like, how do you get to this point and not know the truth? Are you kidding me? But the whole world, there's less of us that are left that haven't been vaxxed than those who have. So that's where we're at, right? Bad news, guys. A Frank Analysis took another misinformation hit over on the tube. So definitely make sure you're checking the Rockfin if you want to follow any of his newest drops. It says, hey, Frank Analysis, our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our misinformation policy. We're removing the following content from YouTube, and so it looks like what's really going on here, discussion with Jason Burmis on Rockfin. Apparently, it was on Rockfin too. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. If you're trying to catch Franco, if you're trying to catch any of us, don't try on YouTube. Most of our good meaty content goes on Rockfin or Rumble because we just know that we're not allowed to say any of the truth on the Google-driven platform of YouTube. So just a heads up. Let's pretend everything isn't fucked, right? Let's just keep pretending. We're good. So yeah, please go to Rockfin and follow our brothers and sisters. This should have gone to Stoner Corner, but it was just so funny I had to bring it. You can expect me to either work well with others or to pass a drug test, but not both. Because yeah, you need something to help you get through those days of being impatient, right? Okay, so I got this story from Shelly. Thank you, Shelly. And Brittany Murphy's brother believes she was killed to cover up the theft of her $10 million fortune. It was a great read. Was this Variety? I don't think it was Variety, but I have always thought since the day she passed that there was something so damn fishy about her death. And then her husband goes and dies like 5 months later in the same bed that she died in, but with her mom. I mean, it's just mind warping when you dive into that case. And I've always thought there was something really fishy about it. And if you've been following my reporting on some of these celebrities that are in these conservatorships, this is a thing in Hollywood now, and it's getting even worse. If they don't like what you're saying or what they're doing, you're worth more to them dead than alive. Jackson definitely was. Michael Jackson was definitely worth more dead than alive. And so, yeah, there's always going to be conspiracies when there's this much money involved, but there's a lot of questions in this one. I mean, the fact that he died in the same bed with her mom and then died just like she did, right? They said that she had a cold or flu and then she took some meds but it wasn't the meds. It was just a combination of shit. She was anemic and she just died. Well, then her husband goes and does the same thing. And he was very, very questionable, European guy. Nobody liked him. He seemed to be a swindler and a hustler and very sad. She was very, very talented and very beautiful. And I just think it's a sad story. Hey, are you guys following the Idaho 4 case? I haven't even talked about the Idaho 4 case with you guys. So there was a murder of 4 college students, violent, vicious murder in Moscow, Idaho, which is very close to where I am. That's where all of our kids typically go to college there. I've had mass family members and mass friends go to Pullman to go to school. And it's scary because we're 5 weeks now, and it seems like the cops don't have shit for leads. And when I say violent, I mean 2 people in one bed just stabbed to death, then another 2 people upstairs stabbed to death, and then the people downstairs still alive. Just seems crazy. And it's crazy that in this day and age, with all of these damn smartphones and cameras on every house and every door camera and every place, that they don't have any leads. It's scary as shit. And it was violent. There is somebody seriously violent out there within either that community or very close, I think. So maybe I'll do a deep dive on that. I haven't been doing much court stuff lately. I don't know. You guys tell me, do you miss my court stuff or not? Pass. I don't know. You guys let me know. But yeah, that story's got me kind of all wound up. Now, I'll give you my opinion on this, but I don't know much on this. I think Oz dropped this one for me. Thanks, Oz. So this says the critical drinker. We love the critical drinker. He said the fictional blue alien Smurf people. Kathy, calm yourself down. Oh, it says, okay. So Kathy Wood says, at some point we got to talk about the cultural appropriation of Avatar, and white actors are cosplaying as people of color. It's just a mess and not necessary. And no amount of visual effects or CGI is going to erase that. Bad lace fronts and dry synthetic braids. Jesus, fix it. So Avatar 2 calls out for cultural appropriation and white savior complex. Well, I mean, it was done by Cameron, and he has a serious white savior complex, right? He thinks he's the best director to ever hit. So it has been 13 years since Avatar came out. Of course, it took him 13 years to get Avatar 2 out. And I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with Avatar, but not for its storyline or anything like that. I think it was the CGI, right? Back in the day, 15 years ago, it was really fucking impressive because we all had brand new HD TVs. You know, we had really stepped in. I don't know if I'm going to be as taken with this movie as I was the first one. I'm getting a shitlib vibe off of it, right? I mean, especially if they're white savior complex, they're there to, pretend like they're saving the people. I don't know. I haven't personally seen it, so I can't give you my opinion, but a lot of people have seen it and everybody's telling me to go watch it. So I don't know if I want to give the theaters money. I might just wait. Avatar sucked. Thanks, DC. I might wait until it comes out on, a streaming service. I don't know if I want to go sit in a theater with a bunch of fucking protein spitting idiots. Hi, Amber. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, stay away from freshly, they're shedding. And I feel like if I go sit in a movie theater, I'm just going to be sitting with a whole bunch of spike protein. So maybe I won't do that. I don't know. Like, don't be sorry, DC. Give us your freaking opinion. If you think it sucked, it sucked. I wasn't that impressed with the storyline. I didn't think it was that great of a storyline. I mean, yeah, avatars in the future. We are avatars. Are you kidding? We live in a simulation, and we are in this avatar. Stevie, hey Stevie, hey girl. I hope you're having a good holidays. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know. Go watch it. Don't go watch it. I ain't giving the studios my money, so screw them. I kind of think the studios are going to die, and Avatar is their attempt to try to save the brick and mortar studio or the brick and mortar movie houses around the country. Because what else has came out since we've been allowed to go to the theaters again that was worth a shit that anybody wanted to really go see, and nothing for me, man. I'll just stick to my streaming. Jilly, thank you so much for always keeping me up to date on everything that's going on. And if you would like to send me your stories or information or memes, go ahead and DM me at Chanda-Masta over on the Twitter is the best way to do it. Some of you guys have found me on Facebook. I appreciate that. I used to be a big Facebooker. Like, I had so many groups and shit. It'll take me, there's days I don't even log into Facebook anymore. I'm just so, we know how censored we are. So what is the point? I've been shadow banned and my posts have been suppressed since 2016. I feel like, you know what? I used to, anytime I saw a funny meme or I saw a funny tweet, I had to put it out for my friends to see. I don't do that anymore. I mean, I do so many shows a week. If I want to share something with you guys, I just bring it to my show. So I think a lot of that's why my social media has died, but most of it's just the CIA runs it. Okay, let's see. I think that's the end of our show, but I do have a couple of cute memes that Oz made we have to look at because it's a Trailer Park Christmas. Oz, you wear it so well. You rock it. I don't know who does it better, Oz or Shanda. I gotta say Oz. He's got a bigger smile on his face. Oz has got it. I got the chubby cheeks on this one. So thanks, Oz. So, hey guys, so we have got a big Christmas special Friday night. So we're going to go a day early. So that way everybody can have New Year or Christmas Eve with their families. So Christmas Eve, Saturday or Friday night at 7 p.m. Friday night at 7 p.m. Beauty and the Boomer special. We're just going to, sit around, drink some hot toddies and have some fun. And then next week we'll be back on a regular time on New Year's Eve. So, hey, if you're just hanging out doing nothing for the holidays, you want to come kick it with us, Oz and I are saving up our best memes, our funniest shit for these two shows. So come check them out. It's going to be fun and it'll be funny. I know I've got a lot of funny refaces and little things I've been working on for these. And I think Miss Amber King's going to come hang out with us for at least New Year's Eve. So yeah, come hang out if you're not doing anything. We're old and lame and that's just what we do because we're, Beauty and the Boomer. So let's see. Do I got anything else I need to cover? Of course, Julian Assange. I know Misty is over on her page screaming for people to help her out. She needs some phone calls made, some tweets made. If you can get out there and support it. I mean, even 5 minutes on the phone to make sure that your voice is added to some of these lists. Let's help her out, guys. And by helping Julian out, right? I mean, that's ultimately the goal. So sad. We would love to have him home for Christmas with his family, but you can write him. Make sure you get those Christmas cards out there. And I hope everybody got their Beauty and the Boomer Christmas cards. I saw them coming in. They're beautiful. Thank you, Oz. You did an amazing job on them and they're super funny. So, hey, Dirty Daz. That's a handsome fellow. Yeah, he is. Julian Assange is a very handsome fellow. And he doesn't deserve to be rotting in Belmarsh prison for telling us the truth of what happened in the world. Okay, I got a nice little Christmas closer for you guys. And of course, it's got to be one of my favorite Christmas songs. So let me shout out the chats one more time before we get out of here. DC, thanks for joining us. Disd Dollars, right? Is that how you say it? I love these handles. Jilly, thank you so much for helping me out like you do. Popeye, so glad you're here. Choosy Heretics, choose Carnation Revolution now. Good morning, glad to see you. It's Cold Fusion Gaming. DC, who else is in here? I know Kate was in here. Kate, thanks so much for joining us. And Stevie, Red Economics, Snorky, I hope you have a good holiday if I don't see you again before the holidays. I hope all of you have a good holiday before the holidays. Shelly, thank you so much. You are the meme master. You guys are the best. This show is just our family hangout, right? That's why I look at it. I don't call myself a journalist. I'm just here telling you guys what everybody else is saying. So thank you so much. And I want to say goodbye to the Rockfin over there. Copeland Morris, thank you so much for the Super Ray over on the Rockfin. Bravo, Chandra. Thank you so much. Natalie Williams, so glad to see you hanging out on the Rockfin. A-Rem. Hello, A-Rem. Merry, happy holidays to you. Christmas. Fred Edwards, thank you, Fred, for always tweeting us out. I always see when you get us out there. We appreciate it more than we can say. And of course, Amber King's hanging out over there. Miss Amber King, if you're not watching A Brave New Future on Friday nights, every other Friday, check out Brave New Future with Miss Amber King. She will scare the shit out of you. There's times I can't even watch Amber's show just because the stuff she's bringing is true and it's so freaking scary. It's just better not to know, right? It's better to just be blue pilled than red pilled. So sometimes you just got to get red pilled. So thank you guys so much. Oh, Lizzie's hanging out. Uncle Warren, forgot those guys. Sorry, I never forget. I just didn't get it. And Vass Adams. Hey, Vic. Vic's hanging out too. So you guys have a great holiday. This will be my last Trailer Park Pundit before Christmas, but I will be back next week. So next Tuesday, I will be back. And of course, join Oz and I Friday night. I'm so used to saying Saturday. Friday night at 7 p.m. for Christmas Eve special. And then join us our regular time next Saturday for New Year's Eve special. So you guys have a great day. I'm going out to bake some cookies and maybe take a walk in the snow. It's a winter wonderland out there. So talk to you later.